Hey.
What's up?
There we go. We had all kinds of technical difficulties going on, everybody, but we are here. We'll give it a few minutes to let everybody get in here. Oh, that's cool. Now I'm getting notifications when we go live. That's awesome.
Nice.
Maybe our shadow ban is removed.
Who freaking knows? You know, if you think about it, think about how many of these major providers are doing shady shit as far as shadow banning and suppressing. And it just amazes me that they've taken political sides. You know?
I'm trying to find that article. She's a crazy old bag now, the one that was saying this shit.
Really? You don't remember who it was?
I'm looking it up now.
Was it one of the crazy bitches off the View?
No. Oh, I will tell y'all something else I did see today. And I don't know how this is going to strike some people. It may make them mad or whatever. But did you see what they're, and this is probably not made it out on the news yet. So this be breaking news for a lot of people. Did you see what they're about to do with child support?
No.
So it's going to get converted like an EBT card, which will only allow the person that's receiving the child support to use it on certain items. So no getting gas, no going to the liquor store, no getting your hair did, none of that shit.
Well, and I'd like to chime in on this if I may. Being a divorcee, whatever the hell you want to call it, they used to be on a chief bitch. Now look, I'm not throwing shade at single moms or single parents in any way, such a perform. My argument always was my ex. You know, you shouldn't be able to use this money except for stuff that directly pertains to my children. Period. That's just me. Now, I'm gonna catch flack for that, I'm sure. You know. But,
well, I think it's more on the basis of kind of trying to shut down the puppy mill mentality.
Yeah, but you talking about the brood bears, right?
Yeah.
Well, but I don't see how that's going to work either, dude, because they got so many damn built-in workarounds for that shit. I mean, look how they abuse the EBT and the WIC stuff. I mean, food stamps, you know, there's shit like that all the time. I remember back in the day, you remember when the food stamps used to be money? Looked like Monopoly money.
Yeah.
I worked at a convenience store part-time, and it was in the hood. I carried a sidearm. Anyways, what they would do is they would either, if they couldn't come in there and break enough of them, because they send their kids in there to buy them little 25-cent bags of chips or the Little Debbie's with like a $10 or $5 food stamp. We'd have to give them cash back if we didn't have more food stamps. Well, if we kept giving them, more food stamps back, they get bent out of shape. And what they do is they turn around, they go down the street. There was another little store down the street, and it was run by some of our brethren from across the water. And they would buy the food stamps from them for so many pennies on the dollar and give them straight cash for them. And then they'd come back and use that money for whatever they wanted, whether it's booze, hot wings, whatever. So they were already working that shit a long time ago. I think that's why they went to the damn cards to begin with, because there's so much abuse with the old food stamps. But I saw that shit firsthand all the time. You know, they love to cash them some bitches in and come in and buy a bunch of scratchers. And then their kid wanted damn pack of flaming hot Cheetos, and they'd slap the shit out of them and tell them, God, put that down. They'd buy the shit out of some damn Lucky Sevens, I'm telling you. They'd stand over there and scratch them some bitches for 30 minutes trying to win something.
Wow.
So,
I mean, I've been in a situation where somebody's offered, you know, that, hey, if you give me $100, I'll go in here and get $200 worth of groceries for you. I mean, I'm like, no, because I'm already fucking paying for it.
yeah.
Right.
Exactly. That's your tax dollars being abused, and there's no check and balance. That's the problem. There's no check and balance on that shit. You know, I may catch flack for this too, but I think in order for you to get like welfare or, you know, food stamps, WIC, whatever, you can't be sitting on the fucking stoop and downloading kids every 9 months. You got to be doing something. And if you're not going on job interviews or working or doing, I mean, it's supposed to be a stopgap for when you fall in bad times to get you back on your feet, not to keep you sucking off the government's teeth for the rest of your damn life and working the system. And there definitely needs to be some checks and balances to start cutting some of this shit off, because all you're doing is fucking up the society to begin with. You're helping to keep people down by making them dependent on you and lazy. You know. We all get up and go to work every day and earn a living, right? So we pay our taxes. You know, we conduct ourselves as, you know, law-abiding citizens. But then you're going to sit here and promote people to basically sit on their ass, work the system, while you bust your ass to pay for them to work the system. I got a problem with that. You know. So.
Man, where's everybody at?
I don't know. Everybody's out Christmas shopping, I think. Maybe that's it. We got a few people in here. They're drifting in. You gotta give them time.
That's fine. We'll talk to ourselves anyway.
That's what I'm saying. We'll make it fun.
We don't need much help going down a rabbit hole.
Amen.
Nah. Me and Saxman here, we were comparing notes, and we all had to go to the Hood Mart at different times.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, the only good time to go to Hood Mart's early in the morning, dude. Don't go during the day, and don't go at night, whatever you do. You don't own enough body armor.
Exactly.
Not for ours. I mean, when I walk up in mine, I think I'm in damn Mogadishu. Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, no, you're not wrong. I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been in some hairy situations, and I can name the town, and you'll be like, yeah, okay, Augusta.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I'll tell you this little story, and it's a true story. My wife didn't like it. She didn't like the situation. So I used to, you know, I'd carry sums of money with me because I had a business that I was running in the area. And anyway, I stopped at this little gas station. I won't name the gas station, whatever, but I get my gas and everything, and I walk back out to the car, pump the gas, and I actually get in the car, and these two gentlemen walk up to the car. One of them got a hoodie on, you know, and their body language automatically alerts me. Look, I had a bad day. I was like, you know what? I'm ready to go to hell or jail, one or the other. You know what I'm saying? So these two guys walk up, and they're like, hey, man, you got a little bit of money I can get? I was like, I don't have any damn money to give away, you know? And they just kept pushing it and kept crowding me. And I don't know what clicked, but I stopped, looked dead in one of them's face. And I said, look at here. What's going to happen tonight is one of us is going to fucking die. The only situation we're in right now is you get to choose which one of us is going to be, but one of us is going to die. He's like, you crazy ass motherfucker, white boy. I said, no, you ain't seen crazy yet. I said, best thing you do is get the fuck away from me and take your hands out your pocket. I said, because this shit's fishing to go down. And they turned around and walked off. And I got in the car and drove off, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm a fucking idiot. You know, I got a wife and kids at home, and I'm over here doing some fucking cowboy shit like this in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but I think part of that's instinct, though, don't you? To some
Yeah.
level. Because think about how we're all wired. Okay, we have a fight or flight instinct. That's how we're wired. You chose fight. And part of that is probably because you're lack of a better term, you're an alpha. An alpha is not gonna. It's not how you're built. That's several of us can relate to that. Now you might retreat, quote unquote, flight. If it's completely obvious, you know that I'm gonna get fucked if I step out there. But you felt the situation was probably controllable at the time, and in retrospect, you said, "Yeah, I was kind of reckless." But I think part of it's instinctual, to be honest with you. Just my 2 cents, brother.
Well, I mean, the end result was good, I guess.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he walked away.
Didn't make the news. So, I mean, I've had some. I think I've had 2 situations where I've had people come upon me. One, I was with my ex. I think I only have 1 kid then, and we were coming out of a mall. And this guy kept coming up to us. Hey, don't I know you? You were familiar. All through the mall, this guy kept coming back up. And then when I told him, no, I don't know you. Then he started with my wife at the time. So this is back before you had, concealed carry and all that stuff. You could have a permit, but you couldn't carry it everywhere like you do now. And I remember he came walking up us on the parking lot. And I looked at my ex. I said, "You want to lock the car? You get in there with our son and duck." And as soon as I got that car, I got my hand on my 9mm because he was coming around and I was leaning, and he saw what I was doing. And he turned and walked away.
Right.
Because I was going, at that point, look, I've already made it clear. I don't fucking know you. You don't fucking know me. You're either trying to do something to us or snatch my kid, and you're about to be a statistic. Good, bad, or indifferent. Another time, I was at me and Saxman's favorite Hood Mart, broad daylight. Me and my current wife were walking to our vehicle, and there's 4 loose pants wearing individuals coming our way with coats, hoodies, and they're in a line coming right at us. And they're eyeing us. You know how it is when you notice somebody's eyeing you over, right? Like they're looking you over.
Mm-hmm.
You make that eye contact and you see they're sizing you up. All 4 of these fuckers were doing that to us. So I told my wife, I said, "Stay behind me." And at the time, I was carrying my FNX 45, my shoulder rig, and I was wearing a field jacket. I just reached an arm up in there and unsnapped and kept my hand on it. I just made eye contact with the lead one. As I got up to them, they all parted to one side when around us kept going. I said, you might get me, but I guarantee you, I'm not going to be the only one making a trip to the fucking morgue, and some of you will have permanent lip. It's going to make the news. I'm sorry. You can call it reckless or whatever, but I'm not wired that way I'm not going to be intimidated.
Be a victim. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I've seen too many other people be victims when they didn't need to be victims because they could have either made better choices or not tried to milk the situation to make themselves into a victim. I'm just not wired that way. No.
I'm just waiting on the day that I get to use this phrase on somebody, and I've been saving it. I got it stuck back there in the back. The next time somebody tries me, I'm just gonna look them straight in the eye and say, "I'll put you on a fucking t-shirt."
Oh shit! I love it, brother. I'll put you on a fucking t-shirt.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, but you know, here's the thing: most motherfuckers, if you say that to them, they're gonna look at you, huh? Huh?
Well, that's what happened that night. They didn't expect that night. You know, here's a guy in a khaki and a polo shirt, kind of dressed nice in a bad area. You know, and they in a nice vehicle, and they're thinking, "Oh, I done strolled up on somebody I can take over." Nah, joke's on you.
I just, well, apparently neither one of them had any common sense. They were just using the pack mentality, figuring you were a target.
Mm.
You know.
So what's up, chat? We got Hillbilly, Mama D, Cat, Pouting Meadow. We're waiting on the rest of the mod squad to jump in here. So I just sent a comment on baby pods. Yeah, that's a real thing. They're actually creating, well, they're calling them artificial wombs is what they're calling them. So
why do we need artificial wombs?
Well, I would think it's going to be, and I'm just speculating, so this is not an actual fact, but so persons of the male persuasion or genetics would possibly have the ability to carry around a child and simulate the birthing of a child.
Well, that raises more questions than answers. Just maybe somebody could fill me in because I flunked biology or some shit somewhere, but I'm not aware of any more mammals, any other mammals per se, that the male tries to simulate either A, carrying the child or baby or whatever, offspring, or much less wants to pretend that it's the mama. We're the only fucked up mammal that does it. And I use the word fucked up because, in my opinion, that's what it is. It's deviancy. Plain and simple. People don't like it. I'm not here to make friends. Somebody don't agree with it. Hey, fire away. I'm good with it. I love a good going back.
But yeah, you're right. It's the whole, so Steve can hire out, some other genetic material and have a baby, and or, all these people that can afford it, all these Hollywood types that can afford it, but don't want stretch marks or have to get extra stitches, after 9 months of carrying a kid. They can do that too.
That's just jacked up. You see what Mama D just said, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of clown car fucked up society have we become?
So being she's speaking about that right there, I seen a video one time, and it might have been in our chat, where there was this guy in the back seat of an Uber or a cab or some shit, and he had this jar, right? He had literally ordered a fucking uterus offline. And he was bragging, saying, "I got my uterus." And I'm like, what in the fuck?
Bro. I got nothing. I cannot wrap my head around the enormous amount of fuckery that is going on around us on every level. I mean, from trying to groom the kids to, all this other shit. I mean, it's everywhere. It's at every level. It's in your schools. It's in your stores. It's in your government. Everywhere you turn. You got your own family members are getting caught up in it. hopefully fewer than more. Less. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully your family doesn't have a lot of that shit going on. But I mean, all it takes is one of them to drink the damn Kool-Aid.
Well, I'm kind of sad about the artificial womb things because I was really hoping that this butt baby was going to pick up and take off, but now, now they're going to have the real thing.
Well, now look, you're going to have your different levels, okay? Your gold members can afford to get the critter pack where, they can carry one and do all that shit, get stuff sewn in and, try to make believe they're female. But the folks that are on the copper plan, the lower entry level, they're gonna be the ones that got to do the butt baggage. There might be an opportunity still there to make some money. Just saying. I mean, everybody can't afford to go to the moon on the first trip. So either way, it's jacked up. I mean, when you think about this, when you were a kid, you didn't think about none of this shit. I mean, all you did was be a kid. Went out and hunted, played with friends, rode bikes, climbed trees, fished, whatever. For girls, y'all play with Barbies, rode your bicycles, did makeup, whatever y'all do. I don't know. I'm just assuming, judging by my granddaughter. But I'm just saying, now you've got all these levels of fuckery being introduced at a very young age to start warping their perception of what is normal. And
well, I'm glad you led into that because that's kind of what we've got going on right now. Me and you talked about it behind the scenes a little bit. A lot of people, they don't realize what's going on as far as the grooming of the children and stuff like that. But let's just follow me here. So everybody's been to a Walmart, right? Things that you want children to see or you want children to gather their minds around is placed where at in a Walmart. Where is their most sold product is where at? The register, right? So I'm being told that everybody knows, okay, just so you don't know, Walmart sells explicit private tools for sexual conquering of the adult imagination. So they're now placing this at the Walmart registers is what I'm being told in some locations. Now, my particular Walmart, it's behind a glass case over in the pharmacy area. However, I could imagine in more of your more kind of leftist liberal towns, it's probably where that's happening at. So, and me and T talked about this behind the scenes a little bit. If you keep putting it in front of children long enough, they're going to accept that that's okay. That's the way it's supposed to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing all this. They're doing stuff in schools. We've got trans going to schools and reading books with their ball sack hanging out, right? We've got parents taking their children, small children now, to these reading events, taking them to strip clubs and just crazy stuff, insane. And now they're putting sex toys at the cash registers at a Walmart. I mean, that's insane. And it can't be denied that they don't sell them at Walmart. They do. It's there. It's right over by the His and His jelly and the KY and stuff like that.
Astroglide.
I mean, it's true. It's facts. We got to face it. And the reality is America as a whole has turned into a complete cesspool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's bad enough that, corporations and school systems will introduce this stuff. But it's the fact that parents are okay with it. And obviously they are, because you really haven't seen, other than a few places, a big outcry of no, we're not going to have that. It's cases here and there around the country. You'll see where parents are, nope, we're not going to have that stuff. But as a whole, you're right. Nationwide, obviously, they don't care. They think it's okay. Yeah, it's just a new, get with the times. Let's be progressive. No.
Well, I think you're going to find it's much more tolerated in the urban areas because most of your public schools, and I may piss some people off, don't really care. Most of your public schools, these urban areas are shitholes anyways, and the parent participation's like down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Because they utilize the schools as daycare.
Right.
It's not about education. It's about I need somewhere to stick Quantavious and Jenny while I'm out doing my thing. So that's what they do.
Right.
And you see it time and time again. So they're not involved or invested in their children and what they're learning or anything else. All they're concerned with is, are they turning in their homework? Am I getting a call from the school because they're skipping class or not turning in something? That's what the only thing interests them. And even then, it's kind of hit or miss. Depends on how involved the parent is at that point. I mean, it's not the same when you get out to the more rural areas, or can't really speak to private school because I've never been in that situation. But I know if you get more out in the country and whatnot, I think the parents tend to be more on top of what the hell is going on, and more interested in what's going on because they're not caught up in all their own horse shit.
True.
But going back to what Vanguard was saying about grooming, I'm sure several of y'all have seen the MTG posted a thing. She's tried to contact Walmart, I guess, and she showed where there was a bunch of sex toys in Walmart right next to the children's toothbrushes. Now, help me to understand where some marketing fucktard genius at Walmart Corp thought that was a good idea. Because they're, number one, they don't have any business being there. I mean, look, if that's your thing, let your freak flag fly, but don't force that shit upon kids. Put it in a case, put it behind the counter, look, if you're embarrassed having to go ask for a damn sex toy, then you don't need one. I mean, if you're that much of a freak, do you really give a shit that you've got asked to get it from the pharmacist or whoever? Think it through. I mean, it's just like asking for condoms or, birth control pills or whatever. You're going to tell me you're embarrassed, so you think you need to be able to go to the counter to grab what you want because you don't want anybody to see you or hear you ask for it, then you're a fucking fucktard anyways.
Well, yeah, I mean that implies deviancy right there.
Well, right.
If you are ashamed of it, it basically implies deviancy.
Well, okay, I'll give you a classic example. This is something I've never been able to understand. Back when I was much younger, I used to work for a guy, and his wife would call him, or his girlfriend said, "Look, I need you to stop and pick me up some feminine pads." He'd lose his shit because he had to go buy Kotex or tampons or whatever. I went there and said, "What the fuck are you having a fit about? Do you think these motherfuckers think you got to wear them?" It's a normal, natural occurrence with the biology of a woman. You're just picking the shit up for her. Why do you care? You haven't got to go break bread or go to sleep with these damn people when you get home at night. Who gives a shit what they think? Go pick the shit up for your girlfriend, take it home. I never could wrap my head around that.
I'm guessing he didn't have girls, huh?
Do what?
Said I'm guessing he didn't have girl children either.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did.
He did. He had a daughter. Yeah, and just had a wife and a daughter, and just hilarious. I never could wrap my head around that.
Right.
I just, what difference it make? Sorry, I went off on a little side rail there, but it all kind of tied in together. Now, going back to this whole Walmart thing and sex toys and all this, do any of you remember? This has been, oh hell, it's been years ago. It was an IKEA commercial. And it was for IKEA furniture. I don't remember what the furniture was, but it's something from IKEA. And there was a kid playing on the floor. He was laughing like a little toddler. Anybody remember this commercial?
Is it the birth control one?
Nope.
Oh,
nope.
sorry. Okay.
Nope. You hear something rattling on the floor, he's got a vibrator. And he's giggling at it, playing with it on the floor because it's now. If you want to break it down, shit like that, that's the same deal. You know, they tried to spin it as like it was just cute or funny or whatever, but again, that was like a early on somebody trying to just give that little nudge for society. I mean, think about it. As harmless as it may have, quote unquote, seemed, just think that commercial through for a minute. If you can find it.
Exactly. You know, and talking about this and actually, you know, looking at the past, let's see, when did y'all's president? Whenever, you know, let's say the last 10 years, seeing how they have gotten people accustomed to seeing stuff like that. I mean, you know, when you and I were kids back in the 80s, you would have not seen that on TV.
Oh, hell no. You wouldn't hear them talking about it.
Yeah. About you might see something like that in like Cosmo, you know, one of those magazines, the women's magazines, but nothing on TV. And you know, not to be prudish or anything, but they have conditioned. You know, it's a societal conditioning thing where they'll get you used to it playing the long game.
Yeah.
It's you know, it's not a brand new thing. They've been thinking that this shit for years.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's our problem. We've been asleep at the wheel for too long, and all these different enemies have come in and undermined the underpinnings of our society, our way of life, foundation of our country. And it's like there's a handful of us that are saying, what the fuck, you know, and we're saying this has got to stop. But for the majority, it's like, as long as they can get their damn soy latte at Starbucks.
Oh, yeah.
See Survivor and, you know, I guess get their gluten-free whatever the fuck for dinner. They don't care.
Right.
And it's like.
Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't understand the gross ignorance of the majority of the people in this country.
I think it's apathy, a lot of it.
Yeah, but that apathy had to be learned somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and again, this what you're just talking about. It's the long game. This apathy's been a learned behavior that's been introduced and encouraged and kind of nurtured by the media, the government, and everybody else to kind of further it along. And now it's like a damn cancer on our society.
Right. I don't know how many of y'all if you ever listened to Rush, you know, back in the day. Okay. Yep. So I can remember, this is like in my head, and this was like 1999, 2000, somewhere around there. Okay. They were, there was a big thing going on about the differences between marriages and civil unions. And, you know, somebody was even back then, you know, they were pushing for, you know, well, you know, we want to, in fact, I think it was getting close to the, you know, where they did the whole Marriage Act thing before the one that they just killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. and it was, we want to sanctify, it's a man and a woman, all this sort of good stuff. And I vividly remember, Rush talking about the fact that, okay, if you give them this, if you give the left the right to redefine what a marriage is as opposed to a civil union, which a civil union is fine. It carries the same thing in a court of law that marriage does, okay, in most states. But if you let them say that, I can go out and marry my fucking toaster, then, well, Steve and Steve can get married, then it will be that, I can go out and marry my dog. I can marry a ghost, which has happened. I can go out and marry the toaster. And sure as shit, we can now.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you this. I remember when all that was going on, didn't that have something to do with the fact that insurance companies wouldn't let, like, in order for a spouse to get spousal coverage, they had to be married. It had to be a marriage. You couldn't do it under a civil union, which, oh well.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck. But it seems to me like that had a bearing on it. Now maybe I'm mistaken.
Oh, I'm sure it probably could,
Because the insurance would be looking for a loophole anyways. They always do.
always.
They're a bunch of criminals. So, but here, how about this? Here's a novel idea. What the insurance should does is just said, no, we'll go ahead and we'll let your civil partner be able to get insurance, but you're going to pay a surcharge. Because of the fact that because you engage in deviant activity, you're more susceptible to AIDS, you're more susceptible to this, monkeypox, whatever. We'll be happy to insure them, but you're going to pay just like a tobacco surcharge. You're going to pay this surcharge.
Right.
I mean, I don't understand why a bean counter at one of the insurance companies didn't fall over and nearly have a stroke thinking of that, because that'd be right up their alley.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's probably because most of the heads of the insurance corporations are leftist winning fucktards anyway. So,
well, you're probably right. But I just figured with the opportunity to make that kind of cheddar, I would have thought they'd been all over it.
All right.
So let me tell you how they countered that. So I don't know if everybody here is aware, but your mortgage insurance went up, correct?
I think it did.
Yeah, it did a lot. And your auto insurance as well. All auto insurance across the U.S. is supposed to go up 20%.
Holy shit.
And their justification for raising it is
inflation.
What the fuck does inflation have to do with my insurance rates?
The cost to make parts and stuff like that, I guess.
But you figure insurance is one of the. I mean, it's an awesome scam because they put out nothing. They produce nothing. All they have to do is sit there and rake in your premiums all the time, and pay out every once in a while when they have to, when you force them to. I mean, it's the perfect scam.
Insane. I mean, I guess I could see inflation being a factor if you're driving a Mercedes, whatever. But if you're driving a old clunker, it's 20, 25 years old, all your shit's come from pull apart.
All right.
I'm sorry, but yeah, there's no inflation involved. Because all your parts you're getting are fucking machine fabricated, taken out of a junkyard. I don't want to hear that horse shit. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah, but I mean, that makes too much sense.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Which is not allowed. It's not allowed in our culture anymore.
Yeah, I know. Common sense is a no-no.
Well, common sense is not common. So we were talking about children earlier, and I'm not blaming any certain generation or anything, but it's been a downfall for many, many, many years. And an old man made a statement to me, and it stuck with me for a long time. He said, if you raise your kids, you can spoil your grandkids. If you spoil your kids, you'll raise your grandkids.
Right.
Think about that a minute.
Bruh. I mean, that is like,
Pretty spot on.
I mean, that's like, I can't even spot the hell on. He was so right.
I mean, how accurate is that? So if you sit there and baby your kids, right, and give them everything they want, and you're their friend instead of their parent, right?
Mhm.
You let them do whatever the hell they want to, then they're going to continue to want to do that and not accept any responsibility. So therefore, if they have children, which it happens more time than often, I'm sure somebody that's in this chat right here has been involved in that situation. So you wind up raising your grandkids because your kids, they just have no responsibility or responsible bone in their body, right?
Yep.
So, and we talked about this the other night. I don't want to say I was over restricted with my kids, but I will say that they understood the fact that it's my house, my rules, right?
Yep.
And you don't do stupid shit purposely, right? And what I label as stupid shit is like, I'm not talking about going out and wrecking your four-wheeler or, you know, running your vehicle off in the ditch or having an incident or something like that. Just, you know, the normal child things, right? I'm talking about stupid shit like shoving a fucking foxtail butt plug up your ass and running around in Kmart or fucking Costco or something. You get what I'm saying? I mean,
that paints a picture.
That's happening. Somebody told me that their niece or something like that's girlfriend is about to go under surgery to have a tail applied.
Oh, what the fuck?
And they walk around with a fucking leash and collar on. Yeah.
How?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Wow.
What the? I mean, really? I just.
Where are the parents? You know, and I got tattoos. Nothing against tattoos, but you know, when I first got my tattoo, my parents didn't believe in those. Okay, that's fine. All right, I have them. I have several. But I mean, they said something to me. If you get one, you need to think about that because it's going to be permanent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where are those people at that needs to tell these kids, hey, if you get a fucking tail attached to your ass, that's permanent work. You know, if you chop your wheelie off, that's not going to come back. You can remove one. It's easy to go one direction, but it's not easy to go back. I mean, you can ask Bruce Jenner. You don't get to go back. It doesn't work that way. So I mean, I don't know.
I just.
You know, I used to be, honestly, being honest, I was the type of person that, you know, I didn't really believe that if somebody went out there and did something extremely stupid, that it wasn't the parents' fault. Well, I'll tell you what it was. There was a time when they implemented it in schools. If your kids started skipping school or stuff like that, the parent was liable. And I'm like, well, damn, that's not fair. You know, I mean, that parent's not there to control them all the time. And I was a believer that, hey, you know, each person makes their own decisions. I recant that. I don't believe that anymore. I believe that a parent has a direct influence on their children. But you can't wait until they're 18, 19, 20 years old to try to correct that. That starts at the development stage, you know, like when they're walking and stuff like that. If they walk over there and stick their hand in an electrical socket or something like that, or go towards it and try to, you stop them. You're like, hey, don't do that.
Right.
But now, I mean, I don't know. It's just so contradicting that parents, they preach that they want what's best for their child. They want, you know, they want them to grow up and be proper and stuff like that. And then in the same breath, they're delivering them to a transvestite fucking book reading session. I don't get it. I mean, would you let your child walk on glass barefooted?
Nope.
No.
You think they would? The one that's carrying them there? You wouldn't think so. But what they don't understand is that's just mental damage is 10 times worse than any body damage that you could ever occur.
Yep.
You can't reverse that shit.
No, you can't. You're right. A mental scar is a lot worse than a physical scar.
Absolutely, and we can attest to that now. I mean,
Yeah.
Just things that happen in your life, and you see crazy stuff happening, all around the country, and you're like, "Fuck, I ain't going there." Why not? Because you've got a mental picture or a mental scar that's been placed on you of what that place is like. And
Exactly.
you don't want to be around it.
Mm-mm.
Like me, I haven't been to Atlanta in probably, I don't know, 15 years. Am I
You're not
going?
missing anything.
Am I
The
going?
only thing you're missing is a varsity.
Yeah.
It ain't that good.
I'm not going. No reason. So, I mean, any of y'all that don't know about Atlanta, they'll steal your fucking radio with the music playing. Just say it.
Yeah. With you sitting in the car.
Right. But you know what's crazy is 3 years ago, we went down to, what is that, Olympic Park or whatever?
You're brave.
Well, see, I didn't know any better. We had just moved here.
You didn't think to pick up the phone?
No, not really. But we went down there, and this was before, the burning and looting and everything. Okay.
Right.
Had a great time. Walked to, people of all ethnicities, genders, whatever. Everything was cool. After late 2019, not a chance in hell. Wouldn't park down there for nothing.
Nope. It's bad news. I mean, think about, have you ever ridden the MARTA train?
No, not going to happen.
I'm here to tell you that's some quality shit right there, buddy.
Oh, I imagine.
I mean, depending on where you're riding from, as you get closer to Atlanta, the worse it becomes.
Yeah,
And you're sitting up in that bitch. I mean, it's the point now when you're riding on it, you're looking and say, okay, where are the exits? Where's the emergency stop on this bitch?
right.
And hopefully you're halfway familiar where the stops are. So if you have to jump off that damn thing, where you don't want to jump off in a worse neighborhood than either A, where you're headed, or B, where you're coming from.
Right.
Because I'm here to tell you, there's some places down through there, buddy.
Oh yeah. It looks like
It's
Beirut.
rough.
Closer you get to Cobb County.
Oh yeah, it's rough.
Let me check it out there. Wow. Okay.
Oh hell no! I'm looking at it too.
Son of a bitch.
Oh.
Now, okay, fuck. You see what one of these clowns' names is, right?
Yeah, I see Georgia ain't on there. Whew.
Well, you see Trinity the Tuck, right?
What?
The truck.
Wow.
Come on, think about it, guys. I don't have to
Wow.
connect the dots.
I got to hide my candy. Mm-hmm.
I mean, Murray and Peter present.
Yeah, they
This
do.
whole thing screams rampant, unchecked fucktardism. Now, how is it that we can promote a drag queen Christmas, but someone like NASCAR says Happy Holidays with a Christmas themed logo. Help me to understand that. It's okay to use Christmas in the same sentence with a bunch of deviants, but you can't use it in something else because it might offend somebody. Last time does that offend you? It offends me.
Yeah, because they stuck Christmas in there. Now, if it were a drag queen Kwanzaa, I wouldn't have as much.
Oh, there'd be cars overturned and church of chicken on fire as far as I can see.
For everybody that's in the chat, let me enlighten y'all on what we're looking at here. So this is it says Murray and Peter present a drag queen Christmas. It will be hosted by Nina West and Trinity the Tuck. Very special guest, Todrick Hall. So they'll be visiting Detroit, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Washington.
Yeah, I wish you could see it.
Portland, Boston.
You can almost see it.
Baltimore, New York, Virginia Beach, Raleigh, North Carolina, Nashville, Tennessee, Amarillo, Texas, Los Angeles, Santa Rosa, San Jose. And what is that one right there? Anaheim, California, San Francisco, San Diego, Tucson, Phoenix, El Paso, Corpus Christi, San Antonio, Austin, Texas. Boy, they tearing Texas up. Tulsa, Omaha, Dallas, Wichita, Kansas, St. Louis, Knoxville, Tennessee, Charleston, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Orlando, and Clearwater. So the entire month of December, actually, I can't see the left part of it, but it looks like this started middle of last month. So tomorrow, if any of y'all's in St. Louis, we'll check that out. They'll be there. Or if you're in Knoxville, Tennessee, they'll be there on the 22nd.
Oh man,
they're going to take the 24th and 25th off. Okay.
Well, they got to celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
Did you see what Mama D said in the chat about Stanford?
Oh yeah, it was more than that. But yeah, she's right.
Okay, so I'd like to wrap my head around another one here. So now the word American is hostile.
Wow.
How the fuck is it hostile?
Makes you uncomfortable.
Well, if you're uncomfortable, Delta's ready when you are. Get the fuck out. I hear Trudeau's got plenty of, communist housing for you up there north of the border. There's some really nice beachfront homes in Mogadishu if you want to go to the motherland. I mean, if it's so shitty here, then pack your shit up in your raggedy ass Escalade with the fucking trash bag over one of the windows and the 3 colored fenders. Drive your ass down to the airport, hop on the first thing fucking smoking, and leave. Good riddance. I love it. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm proud to be American, just like everyone else in this damn chat, I'm willing to bet. And for Stanford, which is supposed to be a relatively prestigious school, last time I checked, to deem the term American, amongst other things, as being hostile? What the fuck?
Well,
if it's hostile, then shouldn't that mean that they shouldn't take money from American donors or accept American students? Or, I mean, I would think being in America. I mean, maybe I'll relocate to like Puerto Vallarta or some shit.
And that's another thing, if the alumni would say, no, we're not giving any more money, that shit would stop.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But-
The only way you can get even with these fucktards is with the money.
Yeah.
But you got to be willing to make that sacrifice, and too many people don't. Now, on a slightly better note, I know this is deviating from our current subject matter. Has anybody seen the whole Carrie Lake thing?
Yeah, she got what 8 out of 10 killed. So yeah, we got two things going to court.
Yeah. 2 things going to trial.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a slam dunk, but hey,
yeah. I mean, it's basically it's a confirmation that something screwy is going on. So let's at least take it to trial.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems to me there's some serious problems in Maricopa County. And this isn't the first time. And I said from the get go, I mean, me and you had this conversation, Sex Man, back right before that election, when I said, why is the Democratic nominee in charge of the voting?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah, there's no conflict of interest there. I'm sure it'll all be above board. And her walking through the facility while, to check, make sure everything's running smoothly, I'm sure that's all above board too.
Absolutely. These people want nothing but the best for you.
Demon, I hope Joe Manchin is leaving, because he would make a better damn independent or damn Republican than he would a Democrat.
True. The only bad thing about it is you got to watch out for all these, these ones that are turning and saying, "No, I'm not going to be a Democrat anymore. I'll be an independent or whatever," because it's, they were riding the. You basically would turn into a rhino, even if yeah, I'm an independent, but not necessarily all of them.
No, I don't think all of them. I think the ones that are leaving the Democratic Party, to be honest, and this is my opinion, I think the ones leading the Democratic Party are less rhino than the rhinos we have in the Republican Party.
I hope you're right.
Well, I mean, we do have Mitch McConnell, just saying.
Ditch
Yeah,
Mitch,
Mitt Romney.
he's a bitch. We can make shirts.
And Romney.
I haven't made a rhyme for Romney, though. I might have to see if I can come up with a limerick.
Romney, he's a bitch.
No,
That's all I got,
doesn't
man.
flow.
That's all I
Doesn't
got.
flow. We got to think on one, brother. We make shirts, man. I'm telling you, we make some money.
All right.
There's still time. But ditch Mitch, he's a bitch.
There you go.
I'm telling you, man. Think about it. We can make challenge coins, bumper stickers, T-shirts, hats,
Wife
patches.
beaters, half shirts. Yeah.
I mean, the opportunities are endless. Sorry, I didn't mean to get down a rabbit hole there.
No, you're good. I'm still trying to find this lady that agreed with Elon Musk. I don't know why I can't find it. Shoot. Hell,
I like that.
what? I'm trying to look at T's picture there. I don't. Why does it not just list the names? Oh, there we go.
Trying to avoid an OPSEC nightmare. I had to close everything down for a second. So you can't find you said it was one of the old guard from the DNC, right?
Yeah, I want to say it was Elizabeth Warren, but I'm not sure.
Pocahontas? Surely not.
Yep, it was her.
Wait a minute. It's got to be a damn body double.
No,
body snatcher situation going on, because I can't believe Pocahontas would agree with Elon.
There was a video where she says that nobody has the right to sit down in a little room and pick who gets to have free speech and who doesn't.
Yeah, but here's my take on that. I think the only reason she's making that statement is because they're going to taste her own fucking medicine. And she's trying to stay relevant and get reelected because she knows her party's fucked in the head. I mean, you got between Mrs. Ed and, I mean, the bed shitter in charge. I mean, that whole party's jacked up. You know, and we all know who Mrs. Ed is, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just making sure. I mean, sometimes my comments, people may not know who I'm talking about. But, yeah. I just can't believe she sided with Elon. There's got to be another reason. It can't be just common sense because that goofy bitch doesn't have it. I mean, maybe she was in shock because, you know, Nancy's leaving and, you know, one of her drinking buddies ain't going to be there on a regular basis in D.C. I don't know.
Oh, here it is. Let's see if y'all can.
You can say that Democrats are picking on Elon Musk. What's your reaction to that?
Elon Musk is doing just fine.
But do you think that users have a right to freedom of speech, even if what they're saying is wrong or offensive?
I think that one human being should not decide how millions of people communicate with each other. And it doesn't make any difference who that human being is. One human being should not be able to go into a dark room by himself and decide, oh, that person gets heard from, that person doesn't. That's not how it should work.
Republicans say that
You hear all that?
I heard most of it.
So the lady asked her, you know, what her feelings is about Elon Musk and Twitter, and she said, I think he's doing just fine. And that no person should be able to go into a dark room and choose who gets to speak and who doesn't, no matter who it is.
Yep.
I was kind of surprised.
Well, the problem when you've got somebody like that that's one of the hardline DNC fucktards, when they sound like they're making sense, there's got to be a reason. They didn't have an epiphany last night. Something's going on. That's why I can't take anything at face value. And you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I mean, she was at I don't know where she was at, but she may have stumbled into Pelosi's vodka cabinet and forgot where she was.
Yeah, I mean, any number of things.
True.
I mean, yeah, she's probably agreeing in that particular context, but it'll be one of the deals where when she's running on some far left agenda to get reelected sometime and that's brought up, she'll either act like it was taken out of context or just ignore it and expect the media to ignore it like they generally do every other time. I mean, they'll say whatever they want to try and get reelected. They'll lie through the teeth. They'll tell you they give you everything, and then have straight up amnesia within 30 seconds of getting elected.
What is this right here?
Oh shit.
Whites aren't the ones going around lighting people the fuck up. Somebody needs to go back and school these fuckers on who does the majority of the violent crime in this country. Go to the FBI statistics and look it up. It isn't the Caucasian.
That's actually funny. So he wants weed legalized in the churches. Okay, wow.
Is that so it'll be easier to rob? Hey, dude, it's cool, man. You got an F-150 here. You want a wallet? Just chill, man.
Hell of a hand.
Fuck no. I mean, just saying shit like that just baffles me. It truly does. I mean, of course, then again, you got to also look at this, Vanguard. We live in a day and age, and I know people, both black and white, who are on security details at churches. Okay? They carry in the church to protect the parishioners and themselves and their families.
Well, I mean, you remember last year, I mean, there was church shootings all over the country.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Absolutely.
I mean, you remember that one where they dropped that guy.
Yep.
If that person that member of that church wasn't carrying, there would have been a lot of people got killed.
Yeah.
Statistics are racist.
I got a statistic for him. Wait a minute, okay, I know I'm getting into the weeds again here, but didn't the head of HHS make some statement about something was racist? Oh, and I gotta look and find the article.
Dude, there was a teacher the other day that said, correct English, like proper English that, you teach in schools is systemic white supremacy.
No, it's systemic being able to understand you so you don't sound like fucking Chris Rock with a mouthful of collard greens.
Right? Ooh, I like collard greens.
So adding the extra R's and all the fucking words is proper vernacular, I guess. I don't know, man.
Trying to find the.
I got one thing to say: Sodom and Gomorrah. Y'all read into it how you want to.
Facts, brother. Facts. Here we go. Racism raises Alzheimer's risk for non-white Americans. You got to fucking be kidding me.
So what? One more time?
This dumb son of a bitch at HHS racism raises Alzheimer's risk for non-white Americans. So the Klan, since that's what they're going to say, or neo-Nazis, whoever, whatever brand they want to put on a white person nowadays, is making everybody else have Alzheimer's.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
Because it's the bleach that you have to use to get the sheets really clean to make them white so you can wear, that to your meeting.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see now.
It gets into
Chemical issue.
Yeah, it's like you remember fluoridation and
Yeah, but wait a minute. Okay, so are you saying that the chemicals in the sheets protect the white people?
yes, it's racist.
What? Okay,
Bleach
so the bleach helps the white people.
I'm telling you, man, bleach is systemically racist because it helps the white folk, but it gives other people Alzheimer's.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
That's bullshit. If you pour too much of it on my socks, it fucking ruins them, okay?
I'm not a big fan of bleach because it eats up damn fabric. I mean,
Yeah.
oh, I know. It's like moths.
Actually, no, that bush light.
Yeah, here's another thing where Mama D's talking about how they're playing Christmas movies and they're white in their classrooms to point out white supremacy. How is white supremacy part of Christmas? Because Santa's white?
Well, that and there's white polar bears associated with it. Plus,
Because the polar bears are white. So now
But-
polar bears are racist.
but hold on, you got to follow the logic here. So you got white polar bears, right? White polar bears also equals a red coat. Now the only thing that's black on that suit is the belt. The belt keeps in, that's like it keeps you down. It keeps you encumbered.
It holds your drawers up.
It does hold your drawers up, which you read into that whatever you want to,
Yeah, but that's
Um,
racist.
and that's racist. I'm just following their logic, man.
Okay, but man, I could go down. Mama D, I'm right there with you. That impacted some of my family very harshly. I'm not making fun of it in any way, such shape, or form. I'm just saying that for him to make that kind of stupid ass remark, you shouldn't have people in any agency, whether they're elected or not elected, in any kind of position that are that fucking idiotic. And all he's doing is pandering. I guarantee you there is no scientific data to support something that fucking stupid.
True.
If it is scientific data, it's based on democratic math, which is on a fucking sliding scale, whichever way you want to do it, probably written in fucking Klingon. I mean, you can't. They come up with this shit, and what scares the hell out of me is people fucking believe it. It's the gospel.
Oh, they'll eat it up, man.
They drink the Kool-Aid until the tap runs the fuck dry, and they wait for more to be made.
Well, I got an interesting fact for y'all. Fucking polar bear skin's black. So they can kiss my ass. Okay? Fuckers. Everything's fucking racist, y'all. Everything. And I don't know.
Morgan Freeman said it best. Racism go away if you stop talking about it.
Yeah, no shit.
If you ain't pimping it, it ain't around to be a problem.
I just
But
wish
we always
they would,
skill
I just wish that the fucktard nation would pick one subject and stick to it. You know, they got a whole fucking plethora of shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
just pick one thing and run with it.
It's literally like going to the monkey cage at the zoo. He takes a shit, puts it in his hand, throws it at the wall, and something will stick.
Yeah, but it's all sticking.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I feel like I'm in a Greyhound station in Chirac. So, yeah, this
Oh.
is,
Oh well. All right. So let's talk about Thursday. It is Christmas themed Thursday.
Hot dog.
Okay. Christmas. Yeah, I said Christmas.
that's right.
It's live mic. I do have a request. Anybody that comes on here, cameras on, Christmas gear. Okay. I'll be rocking the Santa hat. Oh yeah, we're gonna do it up.
Absolutely. I'll be here with one.
Saxman, you can wear your hat, but the other part, no.
Oh, man.
I don't see how you can wear the other part, dude.
Yeah. Unless
What,
you,
my Christmas Speedos?
well,
Hell no. Ah,
don't ask, don't tell.
I won't tuck anything in.
just
I'm gonna
damn.
start calling you Trinity to tuck.
Oh, shit. Whew. Mm.
Got to tuck these in here.
Hold on, I need some more tape.
That's right. I'm about to get some Gorilla Tape, man. Damn.
Mm, 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 mm.
I'm just thinking of the movie Silence of the Lamb, where the guys. Oh my god!
Dancing. Oh,
Put
yeah.
the lotion on the skin. Put the fucking lotion on the skin. All right, American Saxman, you get to go first, buddy.
Hot dog. All right. So let's see. Here we go. Well, yeah, I guess this is as much bitching as we did tonight. Like we've all said, don't let it get you down. There'll be more bullshit to come out later, from the lefties, and we'll just down that too. So keep your head up, keep up the good fight. That's all I got, man.
Nice. All on you, American T.
All righty. Tune in Thursday. We're going to have fun. We're going to be Christmas themed, and I did say Christmas. I don't care who the fuck it offends. Keep your eyes on the prize. Don't let the shit, drag you down. It's the wrong time of year to get wrapped up in this bullshit. Christmas right around the corner, and we're going to bring in the new year right. That's all I got.
Hell yeah. So Christmas Thursday. Remember, y'all, it is open mic. Any of y'all comes on there, that's the only request. Throw on a Christmas hat or something. We're gonna have a good time. I'm actually gonna try to make it a little bit about Christmas. Okay, we'll talk about the importance of it, the reason behind it. Probably piss off a bunch of leftards, but that's okay. I don't care. If I did care, we wouldn't have the channel, right? So y'all be safe. Come join us Thursday. I know everybody's got family and everything going on, but we're on here for an hour. We mess around. Try to have a little bit of fun. Try to set the spirit off right for the new year and try to bring it in right. But anyway, y'all take care. Thank y'all for coming by. Y'all have a safe night.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, kids.
Peace.